All right, we're back again with another video. You and your friend who has only played twice. Um, yeah, let's see what we can figure out here. Dive right into it. All right. Yeah, one thing I like to say. I mean, it looks like just from the first point, I can already tell that your friend probably has tennis background or has definitely played a racket sport. So, what I like to say to these types of people when they don't have much pickleball experience is I always say, "Hey, shadow me on the court." Right. So if I'm at the baseline, you probably in a good spot at the baseline too. If I'm starting to move in and creep up, you move in and creep up. If you see me at the kitchen, you should probably be at the kitchen with me. So like this is a good example here, right? You hit a pretty good drop. Obviously, she's not up yet, but that's you know, as someone that's only played a couple times, you would expect that. Right, right. A little over ambitious with that speed up. Good first point. All right. Haven't seen any kitchen footfalls. Haven't seen any egregious misses yet from the new player. Tough. Try. Let's just watch this guy. So good shot there. When you're like stuck in, and she's doing a great job actually shadowing here. So kudos to her. When you're stuck in the middle of the court and trying to reset this ball, I always like to have my paddle, and I know he hits this one right at you, but you see how you're kind of in between the reset and just like punching it back. I think you just end up mishitting it. If you're trying to reset that ball, it's one thing if you want to be offensive with that. I would say take a bigger swing. But let's talk about the reset, right? If you're trying to reset that ball, we want to deal with less swing, and we also want our paddle face to be cocked downwards, right? So the tip, the very top of our paddle is going to be pointing towards the ground most of the time when we're resetting that ball. I also like to get in a nice. See if you split step. Oh, you actually do split step. Okay, great. I just like to get in a lower position. You're bending your knees a bit, but I think getting getting your hips closer to the ground is even more beneficial. You can tell I'm very big on knee bend and getting low. Something that I struggled with a lot in tennis, and now I feel like I'm pretty comfortable doing it in pickleball, and I preach it to everyone that takes lessons to me. She actually does a good job of getting pretty low there. Let's see. Okay, shot. Yeah, biggest thing. Obviously, we can take swings in pickleball. Ball's going a lot slower. So instead of punching that ball like we do in tennis, swing out. Trust me, I was there. I was there at one point as well. Come in. Good. There you go. I think this maybe this is the dink you were referencing in your note. All right, let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is kind of a small little nuance that I'm noticing, and not as easy to pick this up during the game when you're in the middle of a point. Look at look at where this guy's body is facing and just his paddle face in general, right? it would be really hard for him to hit anywhere in the court but this little pocket over here, right? I mean, if he somehow pulled this around his body and sped up down the line or in the middle, I would be really impressed. Most of the time, when your body kind of um, will show your opponent where you're trying to hit in the court, right? If your body's pointing one way, most of the time, that's where you're going to be hitting the ball. So he's framing it over here. If I were you, I would already be starting to take a step to your left. So, a couple things. If you had taken your step to your left, there's a chance that you may be able to take that ball out of the air. It lands pretty deep in the kitchen, but from where you started over here, right over here, it's impossible for you to take that over there. You're just too far away. But if he's making contact and you're, a foot over, you could either take that out of the air, reset it back in the kitchen. Even players that have a really good flick might be able to flick that down the line. That's okay. So good. You actually do a pretty good job of trying to get back to this ball. The issue here is, let's watch your contact point. Yeah, my best guess is your contact point is somewhere around there, which is parallel, maybe a little bit behind your hip. It's just when you're starting to move backwards at the kitchen line and hit the ball at the same time, that's where you run into trouble. You never want to be moving backwards and also making contact with the ball. So, I mean, this is just a footwork and positioning um, fix. Yeah, good ball by him though. Good. Oh, so fault. Let's just watch that. What happened here? We just popped this one up, I think, right? Yeah. A lot of times, too, when we're playing mixed doubles, we're playing with a partner that's newer to the sport, weaker than us, we tend to overcompensate. And I'm guilty of this myself. And that's when we feel like we have to do more than normal. And when we do that, we tend to make more errors as well. Natural part of the game. I'd love for you. Let's see if I can slow this down. Okay, cool. Look at where you're hitting this return and where your paddle is facing. It's cocked downwards to the max, right? Tip of your paddle is pointing towards the ground. Watch any good top pro player and see if you can slow down their stroke on the return, right? Their paddle face will be parallel to the net. So this top part of your paddle will be pointing towards this window over here on the right. So as opposed to having my wrist will be like so, as opposed to you have it pointed downwards right now. Okay, the problem with this here is it's really hard to hit through the court when our paddle angle is like this on the return. Most of the time it's gonna start high. If we have it more parallel to the net, better chance that it's just going to go right through the court and stay on a flat line trajectory the entire way. See how that ball goes straight up in the air? And it's also much easier when that happens for the opponent to drive the next ball right at you. Always easier to drive balls that are higher as opposed to lower. That's a good shot. Yeah. Tough for new players to deal with well executed drops. Yep. Actually, she does a really nice job of covering the middle here. When he's out here, slide 1 foot to your right. Just want to shadow that ball. Nice shot. Good. I spoke about this in our last video. Moving your body weight into the court as you return. Oh, got a little lucky there. Nice serve. What do we got? Last point. That was out, I believe. Okay, good stuff. I mean, your friend has potential. I can see that she definitely has some racket sport experience. She's just got to learn the game of pickleball. We were all there at one point. A lot of nuances to the game. Very easy to pick up, hard to master. For her, I would really recommend drilling, specifically dinks, volleys, and drops. Those are the 3 shots that I would put the most time and effort into. The other stuff is a little more natural. For you, obviously body weight moving forward, a couple footwork stuff, and then try testing out the different angles of the paddle face on the return, having your wrist a little more parallel to the net. See if that works. See if that helps you drive through the court a bit more. All right, good stuff.